ready? Okay, guys, he's not here yet. We have to start the countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Welcome to UNC's one and only sports talk show, You Make the Call. I'm here with some great co-panelists for the evening. I'm going to go ahead and introduce them, but this is our Super Bowl preview show. Really excited to have such a great panel, and we've got a lot of exciting stuff to get into, including a correspondent at Lucas Oil Stadium. But before we get to that, I want to introduce my panelists. To my right, we have Mike Rodriguez, online editor and part-time sports blogger at the Daily Tar Heel. Mike, great to have you with us. And Sydney Harris, the blogger and writer at Blue and White Magazine. They both also work at Carolina Connection.
Yes, correct.
Yes. Yeah, the radio program here at the J School. So, guys, let's dive right in because there's a lot to get to on this very special edition of You Make the Call. Key players. Pick one for each team.
I'm going to go with Vince Wilfork for the Patriots. I mean, he's been an absolute monster. Against the Ravens in the AFC Championship, he's completely dominated. Ray Rice had 3.2 yards a carry. He usually averages 5 yards a carry, and I mean, I really think he's the only person to really make that an issue. Vince Wilfork, he's just been an absolute beast this season.
I know we've said defense wins championships in the past, but these two teams, I don't think so. For me, it's the offense, and I'm going with Gronkowski and the Patriots and Hakeem Nicks for the Giants. But it's not just Gronkowski is a great tight end. It's that he's 6'6", and he has a 6-inch advantage over for all of the Giants' corners.
Well, let me ask you this. He's got a high ankle sprain.
Yes,
do you think he's going to be, even if he plays, do you think he'll be as effective as he has been throughout the playoffs?
Yes, because between him and Hernandez, they had 136 yards and 2 touchdowns the first time they played the Giants. And this was before they even started getting their back half of the season chemistry with Tom Brady. But,
I mean, he didn't have a high ankle sprain.
So he's not playing at 100%. He wasn't 100% with Brady then, too. I'm thinking even at 80%, he's making a difference.
At 80%? See, I think that's a high estimate for a high ankle sprain.
Are serious. I mean, you might not have ever had one. I've had a high ankle sprain before, and it's just, I mean, I just don't walk on it anymore.
As great athletes as we are here.
But okay, also, you're forgetting that he has 2 weeks off, and you don't have the medical staff that the Patriots have taking care of him. He's in a boot. I don't think he's ever coming out of that boot until like 3 days before the game.
I just totally disagree. The player I mean, you said defense doesn't win championships.
Not right now.
I think defenses do win championships. And for the Giants, I have Aaron Ross, the cornerback. And honestly, I mean, obviously, Corey Webster is going to be on Wes Welker. The tight ends are going to be taken care of by the safeties and the linebackers. And that leaves Aaron Ross free to blitz Tom Brady. And when Tom Brady gets blitzed by a cornerback, his total QBR drops 30 points. I mean, he just can't do it. Against 5 rushers, he's fine. But once they send the cornerback or a defensive back, you know, he's in trouble. And I think, you know, he's going to cover Chad Ochocinco or Deion Branch. They're going to let him run a few times.
And Hakeem Nicks, I heard you mention him. Why is he going to be a key player for the Giants?
He's averaging over 18 yards per carry right now, and he catches 60% of what Eli Manning throws at him. The Patriots secondary is not strong enough to guard this man.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great core of receivers they have in New York right now between Hakeem Nicks, Victor Cruz, and Mario Manningham. If Manningham is your number 3,
yes,
you are in business.
Plus they're in the dome. They're gonna take off. I mean, turf field is just a lot easier than playing in New York or Foxborough.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially considering the weather conditions that they had to play in San Francisco, just awful. And and Victor Cruz had a great first half. I think 125 yards in the first half. So that's definitely going to be a matchup to watch. And speaking of matchups, our next topic here is the most intriguing matchup of the game. Sydney, we'll start with you because I think you might want to continue on that thought I just had.
Well, I mean, also continuing with what I said, to me, the biggest matchup is going to be the tight ends for New England against the corners and the Giants. And then I'm also going to say on the other side is going to be the Giants receivers against the Patriots secondary. It's offense. This game is offense. You're looking at two teams that were 31st and 27th in defense in the regular season. They got here on offense.
Regular season, what about the playoffs? I mean, we're in the playoffs now. This is a totally different ballgame. And I agree with you with the New England Patriots tight ends versus the Giants linebackers / safeties because they're going to end up double teaming Hernandez or Gronk. I mean,
and that's going to leave open Wes Welker, Deion Branch. You're forgetting there's Danny Woodhead in there.
No. I mean, Corey Webster's going to be on Wes Welker. That's taken care of. You know, then you can have, you know, that you can double team both tight ends technically, and then leave Aaron Ross one-on-one against Deion Branch or Chad Ochocinco. I mean, that won't be a problem right there.
It's all about matchups. And guys, and something I do have to agree with Mike here. I think both of these defensives have definitely stepped up in the playoffs. But then, you know, Sydney also brings up a good point. You know, the Patriots second in the league in total offense, if I'm not mistaken, and the Giants were right behind them at 5th. So it'll be an interesting matchup, and we will preview at least that quarterback matchup a little bit later in the show.